Benny, good morning, and thanks for your time this morning. So before we talk about the template itself, what are the options available to somebody who is partially sighted or blind when they're going out to vote tomorrow morning?
Thanks very much, Yvette, and morning to the viewers. The options, at least for 2019 elections, we have three. One can use the sighted person to assist them in voting if they are totally blind, or they can assist. They can get assistance from the IEC members whom they can entrust, or they can use what we were just talking about now, the universal ballot template. So the options now, we have quite a variety, which are three.
Well, can you just give us an idea of the universal ballot template now? Where does this come from and how does it work for somebody who's going out to vote tomorrow?
The universal ballot template we started discussions with the IEC way back around 2008, when we were trying to bring other options in play with respect to how people with vision impairment, or those who would want their secret ballot and their secret vote to be guaranteed, to give them a variety of options. So what we started off with was that maybe we can come up with an electronic device that can assist, and that was not an option because for many reasons it was going to be prone to rigging, and possibly the expenses involved were going to be quite exorbitant. Then there was a Canadian practice which we thought maybe if we can follow would assist. The Canadians were using a plastic ballot guide which blind people would use when they go for voting, and that was quite an ideal, and we presented that to the IEC, and they were quite happy with that. Now, in 2011, when we started off with the first universal ballot template, which by then was called a Braille ballot template, it was a plastic guide which we used, but because of now the political parties are growing, the number has grown. As you might see now, we have 48 political parties contesting nationally. That warranted the longer ballot paper and the longer universal ballot template. As you can see in my hand here, this is the ballot template that is going to be used tomorrow.
Benny, while you're there, can I just stop you? Can you just pick that up so we're able to see it? We aren't able to see what you've got there. Okay, so that's what it looks like. All right, sorry, you can continue.
Yes. So this is what is going to be used tomorrow. Blind people or people with low vision who might want to use this, they will be allowed to use this at the polling stations tomorrow. So this caters for 48 parties within the length of the ballot papers.
So, Benny, what about those who aren't too familiar with Braille, or maybe, some of the absolute elderly who want to go and vote and actually aren't able to communicate or understand Braille? Not everybody does. We can't assume that every person who has a problem with sight. What are the provisions for them of those three options, and also that there's no chance for corruption? That will be, I'm sure there are many questions around if you request assistance from somebody, that there could be some influence once you're in that booth.
No, you are quite right, Yvette. As I said when I started, there are three options. They can use their peers or friends or family members. They can use an IEC member whom they feel they trust, or they can use the universal ballot template. Now, I must be quick to say the universal ballot template is not necessarily Braille. It's not necessarily for Braille users. It is for Braille and low vision. As you can see, it should have a large print on it, so that a person with low vision can be able to see which party they are going to be voting for, on which window they need to put their X. So this is the good of it, because it can be used by both people with low vision and totally blind people at the same time.
Okay, so various options available to them. Thank you very much. And I think those who are voting who have impaired vision need to know what their rights are. And according to the information we have, you tell the presiding officer about the legal provisions, Section 39 of the Electoral Act, the Constitution of South Africa, Bill of Rights, Chapter 2, Article 9, and Article 29 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. So they need to be aware of this if they are told there's nothing we can do for you. Thank you very much, Nchaveni Nechituni. He's Vice President of Blind SA. Just some advice there for those who are blind or partially sighted on how they navigate tomorrow's polls.